everyone, welcome back to Dunkirk Farm. Today we're culminating this week's training. We've got Seamus here and Sirius. We're on a different vehicle now. We're on a four-wheel vehicle, a little bit of a different pole setup. So we're going to get them on for a nice training drive now they've been going on nicely. Feel quite up this time. Now, Jonathan just covered this yesterday, but we want to make sure this, if it's hanging here, isn't going to catch the neck yoke. We're not so bad on here because the pole's actually suspended. There's no weight hanging on this neck yoke, but we don't want them to be getting caught up with this when they do, because that can make them real unhappy. So here we are on the four-wheel carriage now. We'll walk the horses onto the pole. We've had the reins on, as important as ever, so we've got control, and we are using a neck yoke on this carriage. This is a Dutch carriage actually originally, but would normally have pole straps here to the collar, but we've put the neck yoke on in order that the britching strap works correctly. We're still using the training harness at the moment. This pole is a rigid pole. It's not like the hitch cart where they're taking weight on here, even though it's not a lot of weight. So we've just had to make sure that this is sat correctly on here. We don't want it clanging against the metal pole. That's a really important piece. If you're using the American harness, you must use the neck yoke in order that the britching works correctly. So if you just follow me around here, they're here, I've got them reins, don't worry about that. I'm not going to go too far from their heads. You'll see the traces go around the back, and if you just follow me around, quick release clips on here for the traces. We've got slightly delayed steering on here. This is quite a useful vehicle, four-wheel, disc brakes all round, and a locking turntable. You want a nice high seat when you're on this. You don't want to be sat at this kind of level looking at the horses' tails. We need a nice high vehicle so we've got a good view. Right, I think we're ready to go out for a drive now, so we'll get cracking.
Come on, walk on. Come on. Come on. You'll find this all a bit different to start with. Different feel. The pole will go with him, as opposed to a two-wheeler when he has to turn the pole. He'll have the pole up against his leg if he's turning left. He won't have to bother with that now. There's a good boy. That's it. Good boy. There you go. See, his ears are back. He's just slightly apprehensive. It's got a bit different feel to it than what he's had.
And Jonathan was just saying yesterday, we're just going to tap him on a little bit first before we give him the voice command to walk on, just so this horse isn't having to drag him forward. And then we get the imbalance because he's going and he's stopped. So we're just giving him the nudge forward first, giving him the lead to get him going so they go forward at the same time so it doesn't unnerve Seamus.
You'll notice I don't have a whip. I do have a whip at times, but when they're young horses and we're just starting them off, I don't have a whip. I'd rather just tap them with the end. I've got the long reins, Canadian reins, and I'd rather just tap them with the end of that every now and again, if necessary. I find nagging with a whip is the worst thing you can do. I've had horses, especially, dare I say it, a mare, you tap with a whip, and it's the quickest way to get it to jump over the pole the wrong side. Kicking, so yeah, you don't want to nag them. It's early days. Basically he's going with the other horse, right? We'll just touch him. Come on boy, come on, Sirius, come on, just try and get him to do a little bit of pulling now. He's pulling beautifully yesterday, but he finds this a bit different. We've got a lot more weight on, of course, today, so we're just going to keep him going, and I'll put it once he gets into a trot too. He'll do a bit more pulling. He's doing a bit.
It's just a year since Jonathan drove Seamus. Jonathan started Seamus to harness last year, and those are the videos we did when we were down at High Biddercock Farm for the month. Seamus and Silas were trained then, so good opportunity for Seamus to have a bit more of an education now as well.
Come on, please. That's it. Come on. Sirius. Good boy. Good boy. That's it. Good fellow. Good fellow, Sirius. Oh boy. That's it. Come on. Okay, come right around. Right around. Boys, come on. Come on, boys. Come on. Keep going.
So we've swapped drivers now. I'm in the driver's seat and Jonathan's heading through the village. What are you thinking, Jonathan?
I'm absolutely fine. I think this little horse will go right on now. Just think what you're doing, all the things to make sure he's happy all the time and he's safe in himself. He's got a nice attitude and he's quite happy with all the big lorries and trucks and so on going past him. And he stands, yeah, he's got all the makings of being a good little horse. I don't think there'll be much wrong with him. Just keep him going quietly. He doesn't want a lot of work every day, just a bit.
Come on, walk on. Come on, Sirius, that's it. Just needs a bit of coaxing on every now and then,
yeah,
doesn't
that's
he?
right. Well, they've both gone out now this morning and they've both gone nicely. And I think you'll have no trouble at all. Just a little bit of work, regular work for them, and I think they'll come on nicely.
Come on then, trot, trot, trot. Come on, trot on. Come on,
Okay,
trot
him
on.
first, that's it.
Come on, Sirius, keep up. Good boy, Sirius, trot on. Good boy, Sirius, trot on. Good boy, trot on, Sirius, come on. Good lads. And walk.
Now balance it with your foot brake just a little bit,
That's it.
because it does tend to run on, that's it, yeah. Especially when he comes right back. That's it, well done.
Well, we've had a nice drive up on pit lane on the hill there. I think they're getting on all right, really, aren't they,
Absolutely
Jonathan?
fine, yeah, they're okay.
Join us back at the farm. Walk on, Sirius. Walk on, boys. That's it, walk on. Well, that brings us to an end here for that season of training Sirius and Severus down at Dunkirk Farm. I think some real great points to take away there. I know a lot of you will perhaps already train your own horses or be looking to come into driving and heavy horses. I think some main lessons to take away there is that it's great that you want to get involved and want to develop these skills, but for me, saying to you guys watching is that if you do want to do it, make sure you got someone there with experience. Absolutely great that you want to learn, but those people will know at the point before it's going to do something wrong, and that's where Jonathan's over 40 years of experience has really done us some favours. We wouldn't have been able to achieve here what we've done today with just me on my own. I don't know what you think to that, Jonathan.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. It's what I do every day. I've done it for many years. And it is very important to make sure everything's done correctly. You don't want any blip, absolutely nothing, even to the point of, I don't know, the horse walking out of the barn with the harness on, catching on the door frame and making it jump. You don't want anything like that, absolutely nothing to make the horse upset in any way. And then you've got all the makings of a success story with your horse.
So if you do want to go do some more driving, we do a lot of heavy horse driving here at Dunkirk Farm. If you're looking for horse training, Jonathan's your man down at Higher Biddercut Farm in Devon. I'd definitely recommend it. It's a 4-week process. Seamus and Silas have done it, and we've got some really great horses out of that. We've done it up here this time. Jonathan's come and done it a little bit differently because we've got these experienced horses here to train with them. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there now, Jonathan.
Yeah, well, I wish you all the luck. I think
Yeah.
you've got 2 lovely horses to go with the original 2. I think you know, I could see them driving together as a team of 4 very quickly. Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll see Jonathan again soon when we train the team. I'm going to get some miles under Sirius and Severus's belt now, and please subscribe to the channel and catch up with us soon. Take care.